Oh!
Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running?
It's begun.
Damn it, something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
What's that sound? Paimon, wake up! We need to go out and see what's going on. I can hear the water. Okay.
Behold!
Oh, hello, Mike Fu. Welcome to the stream.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye!
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are! Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now.
Oh,
His
it's
Grace is telling everyone
begun.
to evacuate and get out of here. Laveroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outwards?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Aren't we going to ride the ship or wait, then that means whatever happened must have happened down below. Oh no, is it that gate at the very bottom?
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards.
Ooh.
Upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
And we're going the opposite way. We're not following the broadcast.
Evacuate upwards and outwards. Upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
I really love the attention to detail here. I love that there's an announcement from the speakers. Okay, alright, we gotta go to the Forbidden Zone. It's accessible! Let's go. Activate lift device. Ooh! Cutscene.
Just like I said.
What happened?
It's going all the
You're
way
just in
up.
time. But be ready to run.
Oh! Is this even safe? The pressure is way too high. Ooh. Oh, wow! Wow. So he can freeze it. No! Okay, I think the pressure is way too high. Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Oh! Oh my god, run faster! Faster! Oh, wow, I love that.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Oh my god, it's just the two of them.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Oh my god. I wonder how long they can hold it. That was a really great cutscene. Okay, I think I need to. I want to say something about the Primordial Sea water for a second.
Neuvillette, why are you here?
Okay, so I've already noticed this during the Act 2 Archon Quest, but yeah, I'll just say it again. So there's just something weird about the physical properties of Primordial Sea water, because unlike the usual water that we see in Teyvat, the primordial seawater appears to be very, I don't know, it kind of looks gooey to me. It's almost like gum. Yeah, I think it's there's something with the viscosity. I haven't used that word in a long time. There's something with the viscosity of the primordial seawater. Yeah, it's very viscous, so to speak. And then what else? Oh yeah, during the Act 2 Archon Quest, we did get to see traces of primordial seawater in one of the underwater domains. And it's very noticeable that instead of flowing downwards, the primordial sea traces that we saw, they were dripping upwards for some reason. It's kind of like they're defying the laws of gravity. So it makes me wonder if the primordial seawater, we know that it already existed back then in ancient Teyvat, but I really wonder if until this day, is the primordial seawater still following the, I don't know, the laws of gravity of primordial Teyvat? Is that the reason why it's still flowing upwards? Because I know that theories about the possible upside down structure of Teyvat have been circulating for, I don't know, ever since time immemorial. Yeah, they have already existed even during the earliest days of Genshin. So it it's and also, by the way, actually, even during the latest summer event that we had this year, the one that's called, I forgot the actual name of the event, but basically we got a limited time area called the Veluria Mirage. Even the event story for the Veluria Mirage talks about how the domain suddenly flipped upside down. So it makes me wonder if that is some sort of parallel to Tevat being upside down and everything going haywire after that. So yes, those are just my thoughts for now.
Traveler,
I really
need
want
you to
to
head
know
to the
more.
Opera House immediately.
I really want to know more about the Primordial Sea.
Furina will soon be meeting with the knave there.
Oh,
you
again.
must protect Furina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Okay, you can explain everything else to me later.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Okay, go to the opera house. Now I can now feel the sense of urgency.
Too slow. Squall and Fury.
Okay, Arlecchino, we got some questions. Oh! We're surrounded.
Look, there are a ton of Fatilian Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Furina to the best of your abilities.
That makes me wonder, because if Furina is the Archon, why does she need a lot of protection like this? I will do my best. I'm starting to wonder. There's something off. It's a tea party again. Oh, she looks nervous.
Oh, So you two are the honored guests Miss Furina mentioned.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
Basically, she needs backup.
It is my pleasure to make
Oh,
your
wow.
acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
I keep forgetting that this is the first time that we actually saw Arlecchino, because the first time that she showed up on screen in game, it was only during the flashback between her, Neuvillette, and Furina. So this is the Knave, the head of the House of the Heart and the Linny siblings' father. She certainly does not seem easy to deal with. Greetings!
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Furina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Furina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day.
Huh?
Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
That's quite a limited supply. She seems friendly enough, but that can't be all there is to her. The Knave is a force to be reckoned with. I should be very cautious around her.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
It's quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees too.
That's good to hear. So what Childe said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Furina and I.
Wait, Childe should have no reason to have said something like that.
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah, we did get to see him fight in the courtroom. That was still a very iconic cutscene, by the way. Furina looks quite nervous. There must be some kind of bad blood between her and the Knave.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Furina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Childe was subdued by Iudex Neuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Neuvillette.
I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Childe disappeared.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Childe is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meropide.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
Oh no, Paimon's statement just left us wide open.
The Fortress of Meropide lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there was also no evidence that he's been injured or killed.
That is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family?
Oh no.
Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together.
Don't even think about faking the letters.
In front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
She's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try to distract her from Furina. That sounds good to me, yes?
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Oh.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Furina.
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
I knew it. It's the water pressure. Oh! Neuvillette is here.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Yes, the time to tease in such a serious situation. We're in the middle of a calamity, Wriothesley. Okay, it's starting to break. Oh! This is the one from the trailer.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day.
Ooh.
This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
Oh! He's sealing it.
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
That hydro seal right there, it kind of reminds me of how the Liuchi Sing also
Alright.
placed a seal on the entrance
Seems
to the
like problem
chasm
inside
before.
has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Clorinde thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke.
You still had the time to bet amidst this
You've still got some
calamity.
unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
Gosh, I wonder if the Primordial Sea water will leak again in the next patch. This was only a temporary countermeasure.
We've spent long enough playing house. Miss Furina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, Was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable?
She has a point there.
The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland.
This really makes me wonder about Neuvillette's statement back in the very end of the Act 2 Archon Quest, because he did say that Furina is working very hard to deal with the prophecy, but we did not really see that side to her yet. So I wonder what's up.
But you, it beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
But yeah, but if we're speaking about this side of Furina, she should be accountable.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now.
I just really wonder why Furina has to keep up the facade all the time. Like, what is the reason?
Great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I love the tension here.
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time.
Oh!
Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me.
Oh my god.
Will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am,
Okay.
I will be able to hold my head up high.
Even if I still cannot see the true future right now. Okay, so it did get mentioned that the previous Hydro Archon was the one who made the prophecy. So I am really wondering if the gift of prophecy is a ability that is unique to the Hydro Archons, and for some reason Furina probably doesn't have it. Also, thank you for the follow, Gerby. Welcome to the stream. Furina's not acting like her usual self. She's actually seriously refuting the knave's accusations. She means what she says. She's not putting on the front. So
Then
this
I
is the
ask you,
serious
Miss
side.
Furina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
So was that all a lie, or can she really not tell us? She was so full of conviction and confidence just now, but now she's deflated like a popped balloon.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
Gosh, a lot of the... I can't believe that Fontaine is in a lot of tricky situations right now, especially when it comes to contingency plans regarding the prophecy. Because I understand that there are some plans that have to be made confidential, but on the other hand, being confidential all the time might also put the nation at risk, because let's face it, Fontaine couldn't be kept in the dark for much longer, especially for a crisis that is as serious as this, and it's ongoing.
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Furina.
Oh,
what is
she's
the
asking a
purpose
question.
of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Furina.
Okay, just a quick little recap since it has already been a long time since Act 1 and Act 2 got released. So, basically in a nutshell, the Oratrice, which is the machine that we see in the courtroom, it's a machine that is used for generating energy for Fontaine, and in order to generate that said energy, it must draw upon the beliefs of the people of Fontaine towards their own justice system. So, however, it's kind of questionable. It's kind of questionable because we don't really know if the people's beliefs towards the justice system is actually genuine, or are they only there for the clout and the drama. Because it kind of feels that way, not gonna lie. The court trials in Fontaine kind of feel like drama rather than actual court trials. And it also has actually been stated that the Fontainians see court trials as a form of entertainment. I think it was Linny who mentioned that the lines between entertainment and court trials, the line between them gets blurred oftentimes. So yeah.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate
There we go.
Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium.
Okay, another recap. So, during one of Linny's magic tricks inside the opera house, he actually managed to go underneath the floor, and there's actually a passageway there leading to the Oratrice, because the Fatui wanted to investigate the mysteries behind the Oratrice. And then, okay, this is new information, by the way. We didn't actually know that he got contaminated by indemnition.
But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Furina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Furina,
Oh
you
my
seem
God.
quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
These aren't topics I can speak about. I don't even know what Neuvillette's task was. If I had to guess, he probably went down to deal with the surging Primordial Sea. But can he really deal with it all by himself? And is Furina being truthful or not?
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
The knave proceeds to change the topic and brings up a number of less significant matters.
Oh, Paimon's super super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Furina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Furina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea.
Maybe the cake is just one of the ways to lower Furina's guard down.
It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use
Oh.
the opportunity to discuss Childe before I must be on my way.
Of course.
Paimon's coming too.
That was an interesting conversation. Oh, Furina, you are still here. She's still here. Okay, let me see. Okay, nice. I can take pictures. Let's go. I can't wait to get her next patch. Okay. Also, is it just me or her hair is kind of glowing? Only on the tip, that is. Oh, never mind. I think those are just highlights. Okay, let me see. There's still a lot of mystery surrounding Furina. Like, we still really don't know what her plans are. Like, is she actually doing anything? What if she actually is doing something? I just really wonder what's keeping her from revealing it. Okay. I love her hat so much. It also doubles as a crown. Okay, I want to go talk to her for a bit. Oh wait, actually, I'll do one more shot. Okay. Okay, there we go.
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
Okay, now I'm gonna go see what Arlecchino is up to. Okay, wait. I think there should be... Ah. Okay, I'll just find the exit. Oh. Never mind, this is the courtroom. Wait a minute. Was this room here before? Wait. I actually don't remember seeing this room before. Was it here during the last patch or... Wait a minute. Okay, I'll just take a picture of this for reference. Wait a minute. I really don't... Legit, I don't remember this room at all. Maybe I can try checking again later after the quest. I swear, I think there's still a lot of places that I haven't really explored that much in Fontaine. I think I during version 4 I spent more time in the underwater regions. Because underwater explorations is so satisfying. Okay, we'll do another picture with Furina in the background. Okay. There we go. It's also super quiet here. There's no music. It's kind of creepy. So this room is... Oh! Oh! Ah. Okay, so it leads directly onto the stage. Oh my god. I'll try checking that door again later, if I can. Oh my god. I can't hear any music at all. This is so creepy.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Childe was just an excuse. I have no interest in your
Knew
dealings
it.
with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
Yeah, I figured. There's actually a lot of tension and dispute between the Fatui Harbingers. Yeah, I was already expecting that Arlecchino wouldn't really care that much about Childe. Okay. There's no need. Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Okay.
I know you just returned from the Fortress of Meropide. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others.
Oh.
Including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
That's an interesting question.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
Oh.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Childe was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meropide.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh?
Oh.
Come over here, you little critter, you.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, she's been following Furina. Okay, I didn't really expect that we're gonna be getting another another Arlecchino outfit. Okay, it's interesting.
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
Furina is so cute.
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious.
And also, okay, I'm trying to... I know Furina is right there, but I kind of want to look at Arlecchino's design for a bit. So, I really find her hands interesting. Because they don't look, they don't look normal to me. I really wonder if she's under some kind of curse or something. Like, look at how so her hands are black, and then there wasn't really a smooth transition here between the skin of her hands and the skin of her upper arms. So, and also her, oh my god, I think her nails kind of, I might be looking too deep into this, but her her nails kind of look like claws, but also not really. And then what else? Also, for some reason, her outfit and even her default outfit kind of reminds me of the Diluc skin. You know, the one that is all red in color. Because if I remember correctly, even Diluc skin also has this kind of teardrop shaped accessories on it, and this one too, I really love the four-pointed star design we have right here. Yeah, maybe if I remember, I'll just bring out the look, because I do have the Diluc skin. I do have the Diluc skin, yeah. And also, I really wonder what's going on with Furina's eyes. We know that her eyes have red colored X's, and yeah, even her mask right here has red X's on them. So I wonder what's up with that. Anyways, let's continue.
Anything left
Oh!
unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed.
Oh my god.
It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So we saw how Arlecchino charged towards Furina, right? Like she has her hand out as if she was really ready to claw out the Gnosis from Furina. Actually, Signora also did the same move on Venti and the Raiden Shogun. But when it comes to the Raiden Shogun, she failed, so yeah.
In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you, please.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Furina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Furina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
This is the first time that we saw the three siblings on screen with Arlecchino, even though it's just a flashback. But other than that, we did get to see Arlecchino and with the twins in one of the Fontaine trailers.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meropide. Master Childe has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Oh.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Furina and Iudex Neuvillette.
It's kinda sad to think that amidst all this chaos, Childe just basically dragged into all of this. It's so
The
sad.
initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meropide will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Okay, that was a really nice flashback. It's nice to see the behind the scenes.
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Furina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Furina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Furina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth.
This is a really interesting statement.
Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve. And as your name is often connected with noble deeds,
Oh my
I'm
god.
sure we will work together someday.
Neuvillette?
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Furina.
May we ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
As for what happened on our side, you recount the happenings of the tea party to Neuvillette.
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Furina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
You have enough power to force back the Primordial Sea. Does this mean that you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Furina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
I figured. What did you sense in the Fortress of Meropide?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Okay, I think I might be analyzing this too much, but notice how he's looking up in the sky. Yeah, due to this camera angle right here.
Huh?
Oh, it's raining again. He's crying.
Sudden.
He's crying. The clear sky suddenly filled with dark clouds. The rain became heavier, light rain soon growing to a downpour. And just moments before, Neuvillette has just mentioned his sense of grief. Thinking back to that legend and what Femini said, it's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. Wait, Neuvillette, you can't be...
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon sovereign of water.
The dragon of... what? Huh?
You're right.
Please do not be so surprised. Furina?
Neuvillette, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the Primordial Sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Actually, wait, what? None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. Wait a minute. Okay, so far, when it comes to Genshin's current situation, out of all the dragon sovereigns that we've seen so far, the only ones we saw were Neuvillette himself, of course, and also Apep during Nahida's Story Quest Act 2. So Apep is the Denjo Dragon Sovereign, and we got to see her shadow, or her silhouette rather, during the... Yeah, it was during the middle of the quest, and we got to see her in the desert region. Yes. And I don't know how large she was, but she was really, really large. You didn't even get to see what she really looked like up close. And yeah, and it was actually Apep who first mentioned some stuff about dragons to us. Like particularly, they do have this they're actually led, the dragon sovereigns are all led by as far as I remember, what was his name again? I think it was Nibelung. Nibelung is the dragon king, so to speak. And then I'm gonna try my best to really remember this, but if I'm not mistaken, the dragon sovereigns back then, they in order to fight against the beings who invaded Tevat, they had to use the power of the abyss to fight them, but it kind of backfired. So yes, that is the gist basically. Yeah, because back then in ancient Tevat, before the Archons and other gods even arrived, the world was ruled by dragon sovereigns. And then these so-called usurpers, which is what they're called, they invaded Tevat. So I really want to see if Neuvillette mentions something like that.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tevat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archons' authorities.
So they say that when the first usurper arrived on Teyvat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archons' authorities. The Gnosis, you mean?
There are 7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago.
Ah, I see.
As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me.
Oh.
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office.
I
If you
want
have
more.
any more questions regarding ancient history,
I want to
you're
ask
welcome to discuss
more.
them with me at a later time.
I want to ask more.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meropide? Paimon is a little worried.
Sure. See you later, Neuvillette.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Oh my god. Quest completed. Okay. Oh, we're still not yet done. Let's go. Oh, we still have to go back to the prison, it seems. Okay. Oh, also with Dash, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm currently still in the middle of the Act 4 Archon Quest. Things are really getting interesting. Okay. Alright, just a few thoughts before we go back to the prison. So, we do know that there's this so-called legend about the Hydro Dragon and rain. Basically, whenever it rains, it is said that it is the time that the Hydro Dragon cries. And now, finally, we got the confirmation that Neuvillette is indeed the Hydro Dragon Sovereign of Water. And yeah, the rain reflects his emotions. I also find it really interesting that Neuvillette scene is located here around the Fountain of Lucine, because actually, chat, I think you might have seen this circulating around the internet quite a few weeks ago or something, or maybe a few months ago. There's actually you can actually hear someone crying here in the Fountain of Lucine. So I will just let me just adjust the volume real quick. So that would be let's turn down the music and the sound effects. I hope it can be heard here. But yeah. Good thing there aren't really any NPCs around. Also with Dash, I'm glad to catch your stream today. So excited on your lore series. Thank you so much for that. I don't know if you can hear it here, but yeah, there is a girl crying here. You can hear crying sounds from a girl, and it does sound like Furina. I couldn't really catch what the whole quote was, but I think she Scaramouche keep quiet for a second. Scaramouche keep quiet for a second.
Maybe
I
that's
think
their problem.
it was something along the lines of okay, there we go again. So lonely. How much longer? Yeah, it was that line. So lonely. How much longer? And it's just her crying. So yeah, I hope that audio got picked up here on stream. Yeah, basically when I listened to this a while back, I had to really turn up the volume quite a bit, but I'm afraid I might break your eardrums or something if I maxed out the volume, especially since I've already adjusted my volumes in OBS. So yeah. Okay. Also, I kind of wanna this is an interesting achievement name. Out of the Eons, learn of Neuvillette's true identity. What a coincidence, because we have Eons in Honkai Star Rail. Okay, what else? I just wanna check out the Enkanomiya books for a bit because I would just wanna take a quick look about the stuff about. Oh, we have a book about Remuria. Oh my god. Oh, so this was the ancient civilization that was mentioned a while ago by Risley. Yeah, back then, Fontaine was ruled by the Remurians. I want to read that at some point. Okay, let me go see the Byakuya collection. Okay, what volume is it again? Okay. Okay, this one is really interesting. So, volume 5 of the Byakuya collection talks about it's actually just a collection of riddles with answers on them, to be honest. And this question number 2 is quite interesting. With only one mouth, this being sometimes has 4 feet, sometimes 2 feet, and sometimes 3 feet. Though unable to morph into other things, it is able to walk on the earth, swim in the water, and fly in the sky. The more feet it walks on, the feebler it grows. What is this being? Answer: a human. Humans crawl on hands and feet as babies, walk on 2 legs as adults, and use a cane as elders. The answer is undoubtedly a human. It's really scary to think that this kind of matches Neuvillette quite well, especially the cane part. So yeah. Also, let me just try to find the thing about the dragon sovereigns. Let me see. I hope I can. Oh, this one is about the dragonaires. It's not the same thing. Wait, I'll just scroll down for a bit. I want the one about the. Okay, not this one. Okay, Severin Sovereigns. Okay. I hope I see it at some point. Wait. No, not that one. No. Okay, I'll try my best to find it. I'll get there. Okay. Nah, this is about the elements. These are experiments. I think I should scroll upwards again. Oh, wrong. Yeah, I should go upwards. Okay. Okay, it's not the same as Dragoneers. It's different. Okay. I love how I'm on a very serious mode right now while I'm trying to find the text, but on the other hand, there's just some fun music playing in the background. I love that for Fontaine. Okay. This one is about the. Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting close. Okay, I'll just read this for now. 40 years after the Hell branches, 40 winters entombed the flames and 40 summers drained the seas. The 7 sovereigns were vanquished and the 7 nations submitted to the heavens. The primordial one, the great sovereign, began the creation of heaven and earth for our sake, that of its creations which it cherished most, who would soon appear upon this earth. So yeah, I think this parallels what Neuvillette has revealed to us in the quest so far. Yeah. And oh my god, so the primordial one is the first usurper? Interesting. I love that. Oh my god. I think at some point I would love to go deeper about this topic. Because there was also a lot of revelations in the Night of Story Quest Act 2, so yeah. Oh, this one, I forgot to read this. When the doves held branches, when the eternal throne of the heavens came, the world was made anew. Then the true Lord, the Primordial One, came forth and did battle against the 7 terrifying sovereigns, Dragon Lords of the old world. The Primordial One created shining shades of itself, and the number of these shades was four. Oh my god, excuse me. I think I burped. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so that was the story. I'm actually surprised that they're now that Genshin is now trying to touch upon the ancient Teyvat history that was tackled in the Enkanomiya books, because it has already been a long time since Enkanomiya got released. And interestingly enough, we did get to see some Enkanomiya architecture in some areas in Fontaine. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go to the prison once again. Alright, let's go check up on the inmates. Okay, so they're all the way... I'm gonna start with the furthermost part first. Oh, this one, these guys. The ones who love to gossip.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals, is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two, they sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
I'm sure the welfare meals must have just skyrocketed in quality recently.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Okay, so that's one down.
Hey, why don't we have a meal with those two one of these days?
You want to cook for them yourself?
Why not? Good chance to show them what I can do.
Okay, so we have 3 more spots left.
The wind rises.
Oh, the office. I want to go there. I'm just really wondering how strong Neuvillette's hydroseal is to withstand the primordial water. Because it's only a temporary measure at the moment. Oh, wait. Wait, what? Should I be going down there? Oh, I can look at this! Nice! Let's go! Oh my god. I hope that this will be an accessible area at some point. Wow. Wait, let me just take a picture. Wow. Okay, let me see. Okay, I wanna take a closer look. Wow. Good thing this is part of the open world. Oh my god. Wait, is this still part of the map though? Wait. I really couldn't see it from the map for some reason. But yeah, at least we know now that we can just access this from Neuvillette's office. Oh my god. I couldn't really tell, but is this ship fully constructed already? I can't tell if it's finished. Okay, I want one more picture. Yeah, one more picture, I think. Or maybe two. Two more. Two more. Wow. Wow. This is so good. Okay. Let me go to this side right here. Oh, let this be an accessible area at some point. I want to see it up close. Okay, let me see. There. Yeah, I think that should be it. Okay.
Courier? Miss Sijouin told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
Courier, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
Okay. I want to talk to them more.
Courier, the rumors about us are literally everywhere now. Please do something about it.
Confirmed.
But it's not like I caused them by myself. All right. I'll try to do something about it when I can find the time.
Hey. I knew it.
Fury.
So the rumors were true after all. And they're still in denial. Okay. I think... Okay, we still have 2 more spots to go. Oh, Sijouin! Hello again.
Sijouin! Traveler, Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Don't worry, we're doing great.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it? A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Neuvillette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Oh, of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided. How did Neuvillette know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Neuvillette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Wolsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time.
I'm actually wondering how many days are there remaining for Traveler and Paimon's sentence.
I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know.
They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
Because as far as I remember, we do have the Traveler and Paimon have 45 days.
If you can find the time, please stay at the fortress for just a while longer.
Okay, one more location. I just need to figure out how to go there. Wait. How do I... Oh, the infirmary, I think. I'll just go here for now. Okay.
Quit following me. Quit following me.
Squall and Fury.
The wind rises.
All the siblings are still here.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from it, eh?
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorinde in person.
That's good.
Oh, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Linny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
Oh, a tea party once again.
Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Okay, we're gonna talk. Oh, we're gonna talk to Risley. Let's go.
We should start preparing that tea party.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm all for it.
I'll help you set it up.
The siblings are so cute. I find it really interesting that they were the, I would say they were the first three characters, the first three playable Fontaine characters that got introduced.
Behold.
Okay, let me see. Oh, I thought I was gonna go into the office. Unless... Okay. Okay, so am I... Okay, so I'm really going into the office.
The wind rises.
Oh! Okay, I think this is my first time seeing him here. I mean, it's my first time seeing him sit behind the desk, that is. Okay. Oh, by the way, to those of you who are planning to pull for Risley tomorrow, I think his banner is tomorrow, right? Good luck to those of you who are planning to pull for him. I hope you get him. May you win your 50-50s if ever. it's really interesting to see that we got two Catalyst users as our back-to-back 5 stars for this patch. Okay, I think I want another... Okay, let's do this a little bit closer. Yeah. Oh, that is really nice. Okay, I think... Okay, wait. I love that. Okay, let's go talk to him.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Iudex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's going to work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Clorinde has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Clorinde received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
So basically, we're free, but if you want to stay here for a while, then stay here.
Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered?
You may access the cafeteria for free. Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
I see. What an interesting turn of the event. Okay.
Your file can't be closed until we've completed your paperwork, so don't forget to come find me again when you're done serving your sentence.
Okay. Return to the dorms. I can just teleport out of here, I think.
Search for it.
I think I'm getting used to going to the dorms already.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
It feels like we've regained our freedom.
Being free sure feels pretty special now.
Paimon, is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep.
Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like, we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
We're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward. Just the thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
I hope so. I don't think it's completely solved yet, but we'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon.
Alright then. Good night to you, Traveler.
Good night to you, Paimon. Oh, this is the scene from the trailer. Oh! Oh, Child's vision again! Oh! It's been a while, Child. Oh. Wait. It's the whale. Oh my god. It's larger than I imagined. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Chad is in the Primordial Sea. And he's just floating there. Okay, I think I need to I think I need to replay that scene on YouTube or something. Oh my god, I knew it. It was the whale calling out to him. Okay, so that was the end of Act 4. Okay, I think it's now time to give my thoughts about this, right? So, okay, let me just okay, yeah, there we go. Skymush will once again be looking at you while I share my thoughts. So, okay, first of all, I think I'm gonna be combining my thoughts about Act 3 and Act 4. Although I did already share my thoughts about Act 3 yesterday and a while ago. But anyways, so I think in a nutshell, I do think that I kind of understand now that Act 3 is supposed to be the build-up for Act 4. Especially since there were a lot of intel from Act 3 that we got to use for Act 4 to learn even more intel. So that's one thing. However, I do think that the execution and the pacing for Act 3 could have been done better, because while I do understand that Act 3 is meant to be some sort of prison simulation, meaning that there are certain routines and rules that the traveler and Paimon have to follow while they're down here in the fortress. At the same time, I could have wished that some of the key tasks could have been much more engaging, so to speak. Yeah, because while they were investigating some stuff, although we do have that investigation book thingy in our inventory, it wasn't really used that much, especially given that we were introduced to a more visual kind of investigation game mechanic during Act 1 and Act 2. But thankfully, we got to do that kind of visual investigation during Act 4, because we got to submit some evidence and piece all the stuff together. So that's great. And about the hidden rules in Act 3. So I mentioned a while ago that the hidden rules were they kind of, in the way that they were phrased, they kind of seemed like they're more like superstitions and urban legends to me rather than rules. However, oh my god, actually I was expecting that the hidden rules were gonna be they were gonna be urban legends. However, I was really sad when I found out that the hidden rules were only they were just fake. They were basically only enacted by Child's subordinates in the fortress. Yeah, they are actually a form of misdirection, so that no one will even attempt to dig deeper into the disappearance of child. Like they made the hidden rules so scary to the point that no one would even bother even bother knowing what happened to child. And even the subordinates themselves, they pretended to not not acknowledge child's existence on purpose so that people wouldn't be suspicious of them. So yeah. But yeah, with the even though I do even though I did have some issues with the execution of Act 3, what what I do want to comment about its strengths is that I am really glad that we got to see a few flashbacks about Child's stay here in the Fortress of Meropide. It's really amazing that even though he has been apart from his Hydra vision for a very long time now, for some reason the traveler is able to access Child's memories through that Hydra vision, because the Hydra vision is in their possession at the moment. Child gave it to them. So yeah, that's interesting. And that actually reminds me of the Inazuma Archon Quest, because remember how the confiscated visions got embedded into the statue of the omnipresent god back then. So the traveler actually touched that statue, and they actually got to hear the aspirations of the people of Inazuma just by touching that statue. So that was interesting. It kind of makes me wonder about the mysteries behind visions even more. And it also makes me wonder how potent the traveler's abilities are, especially since this isn't the first time that the traveler was able to successfully resonate with elements and anything that is pertaining to human ambitions and memories, which is really cool. Yeah, that is really really cool. And also, aside from that, I really wonder if Child's connection to the whale in the Primordial Sea, I really wonder if that is also part of the Fontaine prophecy. So yeah, because as we know, the rising sea levels um are not the only component of the Fontaine prophecy. There's more, and I hope we find out something about that in the next patch since you know Act 5 is coming up next patch. So yes. What else? Okay, so on to my thoughts about Act 4, although I already touched upon them a bit. Okay. So I really, really, really love what they did with Act 4, because um not only did they piece some parts of the puzzle together when it comes to some stuff we learned about Act 3, but also we got to see some interesting interesting initiatives, including of course Risley's how Risley spearheaded the construction of the ship that we saw down in his basement. Yeah, it's under the basement of his office. I couldn't tell that there was a basement until they revealed the spiral staircase there. So yeah, that was interesting. And it kind of reminded me of Noah's Ark, because as we know, Noah's Ark it's actually a big ship that was built by Noah, and basically during the Great Flood, Noah and his I think his family was with him. Yeah, Noah and his family, I think. And then I think there were also there were animals that boarded his ark, right? So basically he had to evacuate them all during the Great Flood. That was basically the gist. Yes, so I'm really wondering if that ship in the basement. I really wonder if we're gonna end up riding that ship in the next patch, because even though the Primordial Sea was temporarily sealed off by Neuvillette through his Hydra powers, it's not yet it's not a permanent solution. The because yeah, there's still a huge risk. There's still a huge chance that the Primordial Sea will still leak into the into the Fortress of Meropide. So yeah. Oh, also, I forgot to mention. So Risley also mentioned that there's also a ship in the story of the in the kingdom of Remuria, which is actually the ancient kingdom that ruled Fontaine back in the day. Yes, there was a king, and I'm gonna have to backtrack that later on, maybe at my own time. Okay, I really wanna know more about the Remuria Kingdom. I think I only have one book so far. I saw it in the archives a while ago. I think I only have volume 2, so I hope I get to collect the other volumes too. And or maybe I can just read it from the wiki. Yeah, that is actually my strategy. If I can't find certain volumes, I just go to the wiki. Because not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to collect all of the in-game books. Yeah, especially if they're just scattered around in the overworld. So yeah, I'll just go to the wiki. That is. Yes. Okay, what else? I really, really love the tension between Arlecchino and Furina. I think the game was able to capture Arlecchino's acting, so to speak, because we do know that she has the tendency to put up a cordial front. Yes, she was really formal, she was really calm. If you were to meet her for the first time, you wouldn't really be able to tell that she has hidden agendas. However, there were also certain parts throughout her scenes wherein you can actually sense a sort of mischievous mischievous side to her, especially whenever the camera closes up on her eyes, her very sauce looking eyes. So yeah, that is one thing. And also we saw that Furina is so scared of her. She's just so tense and nervous around Arlecchino all the time. And it's because of a certain thing that happened between them in one of the flashbacks. So while Furina was busy chasing around and playing with the cat, Arlecchino was actually spying on her and took it as a chance to get her Gnosis, but it turns out that Furina doesn't have the Hydra Gnosis. So until now, Arlecchino is still trying to track down the whereabouts of the Hydra Gnosis, and even she is still coming up with theories about who the Hydra Archon could possibly be. Even though we know that Furina is the Hydra Archon, Arlecchino is beginning to doubt it. Like she's beginning to think that maybe there's a possibility that Neuvillette could be the true Hydra Archon, but also not really, because she did mention that neither Furina and Neuvillette have the same they didn't have the certain, I don't know, vibe or aura that the Archons usually have, but then again, that could only be Arlecchino's opinion, because throughout the course of the story of Genshin, we've noticed that the Archons that we've met so far, they all have different facades and different inner characters. So that is one. It's really hard to tell at first glance who is an Archon and who is not. So that is a really good way And this is a really interesting way of portraying Archons. Like, we know that Venti and Zhongli are living in incognito. Yeah. And then on the other hand, Raiden Shogun is there front and center, but also not really. It's kind of complicated to explain what's going on with her. I'll just reserve it for another time because we will go into an off tangent if that happens. I always go into an off tangent whenever I talk about the Raiden Shogun, but yeah. I digress. Anyways, so when it comes to Naida, we did see in the during the Sumer Archon quest that at first Ruka Devata was the Danjo Archon who was widely recognized by Sumeru, even though Nahida was already the current Danjo Archon, and it's largely due to the propaganda that the Sumeru Academia is spreading. So yeah, that's one. But basically the Sumeru Academia locked her up in the sanctuary of Sarustana back then. So yeah. Yeah, in conclusion, the Archons of Genshin are just so they're just so different from one another. It's kind of really hard to predict. Especially with Furina, it's already kind of highly implied that Furina is just putting up a front, some sort of facade. Yeah, she has this, she has this flamboyant, arrogant side to her. But once she lowers her guard down, or once she unexpectedly breaks out of character, you can really see her facade shatter. Like, it's really, really, really quick. If I remember correctly, during her scene with Arlecchino earlier, the traveler thought that it was as if Furina suddenly turned into a deflated balloon. So that was really interesting. Yeah. And yeah, what else are my thoughts? What else? Oh yeah, okay. I should have mentioned something about the Gnosis again. Okay, so it has been confirmed by Neuvillette that the Gnoses are indeed powers that are stolen from the powers that are stolen from the dragon sovereigns. Yes. And that happened ever since the first usurper came into Teyvat. So I really hope that we learn something more about that. Even though the Enkanomiya books already mentioned that, I still want to see confirmation from the Archon Quest themselves, because that is actually one of the things that I'm most interested about, especially when it comes to Genshin lore. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. I really, really wish that we will find out what will happen to Childe in the next patch. We didn't really get to see him that much. We didn't even hear him talk in Act 3 and Act 4. All we got were silent flashbacks. But yeah, I am really curious to know what's gonna happen between him and the whale, because the last time that I think the last time that he saw that whale was during his stay in the abyss, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because he I think as far as I remember, he awakened that whale. Wait a minute. Actually, let me just go check out the specific dialogue for that in the quest archives. Wait, just to see. Okay, I hope I find it really quick. Okay, that would be travelogue. Okay. It should be in Act 1, I think. Talk to Childe. Okay, so as early as Act 1, he was already losing control of his Hydra powers from his vision. And that is actually why he handed over his vision to the traveler for the meantime, for safekeeping. Okay. So this was where he mentioned his abyss story. Okay. I'm just gonna... Let me see what I can play here. Okay, so I'll just read some of the lines and then I'll just play the most important one. Okay. I can't remember if I've ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. So that is actually the swordswoman that trained him. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was...
Because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
So basically, okay, this part is really interesting. It kind of explains why Childe resonates so much with the whale. It did get mentioned in Act 3 that it felt like the whale was calling Childe. So yeah, there is a deep link between them, it seems. But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
So yeah, that is actually that abstract form of a whale. That is the whale that we see in his boss form in the Golden House. Okay. So ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss. Okay. Yeah, I think that is all we got so far from Childe. Yeah. And okay, here's another thing. Remember how Childe's constellation is also a whale? Okay, let me just go get up his profile here. Okay, let me see. This one. So we do know that the constellation of the characters here, it really it is connected to their fate. So it really makes me wonder if the connection between Childe and the whale has been already I don't know, sealed or predetermined a long time ago already, because it there's a whale in his constellation. So yeah. Gosh. It really amazes me that even though Childe is a very old character, he got released way back in version 1.1. But it really amazes me to think that until now he still has a very strong relevancy to Genshin's lore and plot. Like, we're finally starting to get some crumbs about his backstory related to the abyss and also the whale. And gosh, that ending cutscene there that we saw earlier with Childe just floating in the Primordial Sea. and seeing that huge silhouette of a whale. Ooh, that gave me goosebumps. I would love to replay that all over again. And that cutscene, that child cutscene, actually reminded me of the Kokomi trailer, because the Kokomi trailer also had a whale for some reason. Yeah, Child and Kokomi almost had the same position. They were just floating in the middle of nowhere under the sea, and then suddenly the silhouette of the huge whale is just looming over them. That is really, really cool. I really love that visual so much. So yeah, I really can't wait to find out what happens to him at some point. Wait, actually, wait a minute. I kind of want to see if his boss form says anything about the whale or something. I'll just see. That would be living beings. Okay, let me see. All right. Just double checking some stuff. Okay. This one, I want to point this out. This italicized text right here. After all, you shall ever be the eye of the storm, and the clashing of steel shall ever accompany you. The pitch-black memory of stepping into uttermost darkness shall at last become the strength by which it will overturn this world. I really wonder who said this to Child. Like, I wonder if this was said by his master, Skirk, or was this said by the whale? I don't know if the whale can talk, but still. Yeah. Gosh, I could go on talking about this forever, but oh, yeah. Actually, wait. I wanna speed through the Naida Story Quest Act 2 dialogue for a bit. I'm gonna try to see if I can find certain things. Okay. Because Apep, which is the Denjo Dragon Sovereign, she actually mentioned something. Okay, where's the thing about the dragons? Okay. Alright, I think I'll start playing this one.
It's a long story. We all once believed in the distant past that only forbidden knowledge could give us enough power to defeat the heavenly principles. The Dragon King acquired the power of darkness from outside of this world.
This one.
And led us in a fight against the order established by the outsiders. An unimaginable war took place into that, causing destruction on an unprecedented scale. The world itself was on the verge of collapse. In war, the victor would inherit the right to shape the world, while the losers must turn into ash. But I didn't give up on searching for a way to turn the tides, even after the death of the Dragon King. As I attempted to collect more forbidden knowledge from the corners of the world, as it was on the verge of collapse, I was stopped by the giant spike that fell from the sky. Sand dunes arose where there was only forest, and it was as if even Sumeru itself was trying to tell me that the era of the dragons was over.
Okay, let me stop it right there. So, just a quick context. So, basically, Forbidden Knowledge, which was the dark force that we got to see during the Primordial Archon Quest, it's also actually a form of corruption. Forbidden Knowledge actually originated way down from the abyss, and in a way, the abyss is kind of considered as being out of this world. So yeah, back when like what Apep said here, back when the Dragon Sovereigns were fighting the first usurper and basically the invaders, they had to use the power of forbidden knowledge to um to fight against them, but it kind of didn't really work out that well. And yeah, the final, I would say the final nail that sealed their fate was the celestial nail falling down from the sky. Yeah, I find it so poetically sad that Sumeria itself was trying to tell me that the era of the dragons was over. Yeah, basically. So if you piece this together, um it was the primordial one who invaded them. Yeah, they're the first usurpers. So yeah. I'm um I'm actually really glad that Genshin is already starting to bring up the dragon sovereigns, because the only information that we got about them was through the Enkanomiya books, which can only be accessed after undergoing a certain world quest in Enkanomiya. So yeah, I'm glad that they're already starting to give us some crumbs little by little. So yeah, I really hope that we we find out more about them. Also, here's another thing that intrigued me the most about what Neuvillette said earlier. Wait, I'll just go find it. He said something about the current dragons. Okay, not that one. I need... Wait. Should be here, right? Because we got to talk to him after talking to ARLECCHINO. Okay, let me see. Okay, so he's a dragon sovereign of water. And then this one.
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
This intrigues me the most. Like, I really wonder how the dragons are doing their, I don't know, their succession rights or something. But I also really wonder if we're going to meet the other dragons at some point, because we did get to meet Apep and Neuvillette already. So it will really surprise me if we get to meet all of them. Maybe could it be possible that we have already met the others, but they weren't just explicitly referred to as the dragon sovereigns? Maybe that could be a case also. Yes. And yeah, yeah, I think already said something about the Gnoses already. Gosh. Okay, come to think about it, with regards to the Gnosis being stolen power that is stolen from the Dragon Sovereigns, it really makes me confused towards the Archons attitude towards the Gnosis. Okay, let's see. Because Venti's Gnosis got taken away, and then Zhongli gave away his Gnosis to Signora, who is representing Saritsa during that time in the Liyue Archon Quest. And yeah, he basically gave it out of his own will, especially since he and the Saritsa were in a contract, which he calls the contract that will end all contracts. I really wonder if we'll find out something about that in the future. And then, okay, and there we go with the Raiden Shogun. Yes, because in case you didn't know, she actually tried to turn her Gnosis into a power source at some point. Where was it? Where was it? This one. It was troubled for a time concerning where she might store her Gnosis. She no longer had any need of it, but such an important item could not be simply placed anywhere. She had initially intended to have it modified into an energy supply device, but no matter what she did, her techniques had no effect on the Gnosis at all. And then she gave it to Yaimiko. So Yaimiko said, "You understand the value of a Gnosis. Even if you sold it, I trust that you would have exchanged it for something of equal value, and that is no easy price to pay." Okay. With someone of Yaimiko's character, it would be no surprise if she ever sold the Gnosis, yes, but she would not allow herself to lose out in any such exchange. Such then was the tacit agreement between the two old friends. Okay. And then we saw what happened in the Inazuma Archon Quest, right? Yaimiko gave the Gnosis to Scaramouche. And then that Gnosis was used to power Scaramouche's god form. Yeah, the robot form. Yes. And surprisingly enough, Nahida used both the Dendronosis and the Electronosis to deal with the forbidden knowledge corruption. So that was interesting. And yeah, okay, now transitioning to Nahida. So as we know from the Sumeru Archon Quest, Nahida also gave away her Dendronosis to the Torre. They basically had some sort of negotiation / battle of wits during the time, and basically the Torre wanted to exchange the Gnosis for he wanted to give out some information to Nahida in exchange for the Gnosis. So he said something along the lines of, "Have you ever heard of the rumor that the skies of Teyvat are fake?" Yes. And then, even though Nahida was really unimpressed with with how the Torre might be assuming that this sort of knowledge exchange will be effective, she still agreed to it anyway. She still gave away the Dendronosis in exchange for information about the false sky, which we never got to hear about during their conversation because they just cut it off right there. Yeah, so I really wanna know what happened in that conversation. And of course, to tie this all in with the Saritsa, we do know that the Saritsa is actively collecting all the Gnosis. So we still don't know what she's gonna do with all of them, but now that we know that these are indeed stolen powers from the Dragon Sovereigns, I just really wonder whether or not the Saritsa will just use this Gnosis for, I don't know, for her personal gain, the Patui's gain, or maybe for Teyvat's gain in general. Or also, I really wonder if she's ever gonna return the Gnosis to the Dragon Sovereigns at some point. That could also be a possibility. We don't really know what the relationship is between the other Dragon Sovereigns and the other Archons because we so far have only encountered two. In some way we got to know Apep and Nahida's we got to know what their relationship is during the Nahida Story Quest Act 2. At the same time, we also got to know the deal between Neuvillette and Furina in the Fontaine Archon Quest. So at the moment, when it comes to Fontaine, Neuvillette and Furina are just they're kind of just coexisting. However, what's interesting to point out is that while Neuvillette is the acting Chief Justice of Fontaine, on the other hand, Furina is largely referred to as a mascot or a celebrity for some reason. it kind of feels like she's more of a figurehead than a person of authority, which is really interesting because you know how in monarchy sometimes, so in some kingdoms back in the day, um the monarchy are actually they're the head of the government basically. But then over time, there are some kingdoms that just became figureheads rather than persons of authority, the more their government systems evolved over time. So something like that. Yes. That so that kind of reminds me of that. I I really wish we get to know more about Furina soon. I didn't expect that we would be seeing less of her here in Act 3 and Act 4. So I am really hoping that we we really find out what's going on with her by the time Act 5 releases. Especially since it's kind of confusing to believe her at the moment because while Neuvillette mentioned that she does have some plans, that she is really working on dealing with the prophecy, that is still yet to be seen here in the Fontaine Archon Quest plotline. Yes. So I really wonder whether or not Furina's credibility will finally be revealed in Act 5 or something. Because with the way she's acting towards Arlecchino during the tea party scene, she claims that she has a plan already, it's just confidential. While she does have some sort of conviction and seriousness while saying those things, at the same time, she would immediately crumble whenever Arlecchino would interrogate her about the specifics of her plans. Yeah. So that is a really tricky situation. So yeah, unless multiple factions from Fontaine come together to deal with the prophecy, I really doubt they're gonna survive this as a whole nation. Unless they work together or something like that. There have been numerous times already across Archon Quest that we got to see a lot of scenes wherein multiple people would come together to save the problems of their nation. Like, for example, with the Liyue Archon Quest, even though the Liyue Chasing and the Adepti have their differences, they had to work together in the end to save Liyue Harbor from Orobashi. Yes. What else? Okay, my favorite example for this would actually be the Sumeru Archon Quest, because not gonna lie, the entire plan that the Sumeru characters have, it was actually so well executed. Even though the characters came from all sorts of different backgrounds, and even though they kind of have different affiliations, they still work together in the end. Like, I would never imagine that Alhaitam, Saino, Tignari, Dea, Kandaka would work together so well to save Nahida. Even Nilu too. Yeah, Nilu also joined them in the latter parts of the plans, and oh my god, I really could not get over the Sumeru Archon Quest until now. It was just so well done. Like, yeah, I'm really hoping that we'll get something like that in Fontaine, in Act 5 specifically, because it's really hard to imagine how they're gonna deal with this crisis, especially since the primordial seawater is knocking at their door already. It's already it's already within the premises of the of the Fortress of Meropide. It's about to, it's about to leak anytime soon if the Hydro Seal doesn't hold up for some reason. But it will hold up, maybe temporarily. That is okay. Yeah, I think that would be my thoughts for now regarding the Fontaine Archon Quest. I really cannot wait to see what will happen with Act 5. I'm just not sure whether or not I'll be able to stream Act 5 right away when the next patch drops, because I'm gonna be really busy coming forward since my vacation is about to end really soon. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on in university. So if ever, I will just inform you all in Twitter and also in my YouTube community post when my next stream would be. I'm also not sure if I'm gonna be streaming my Furina polls, but we'll see. Either I'll just pull off stream or I'll just record it. We'll see. Because I'm guaranteed anyways. In my opinion, it's a lot more exciting to stream Genshin pools and also Honkai Star Rail pools when I'm on 50-50. It's a lot more thrilling that way. Yeah, that is my opinion at the moment. Yeah. But until then, I will see you all very soon. If you want to check out more of my stuff, my socials are right here. So I have a YouTube wherein I post all of my Genshin and Honkai Star Rail VODs. I also have a Twitter wherein I usually hang out, and I also have a Tumblr. It's inactive, but it's there. Usually whenever I think of something with regards to my thoughts about the lore and such, I'll just scream on Twitter. Yeah, you might be seeing me talk about the Archon Quest maybe in the coming days or so. Let's see. Yeah. And then about my VODs. So I made a separate playlist for all of my Genshin VODs. That would be exclamation point Genshin VODs. And when it comes to my Honkai Star Rail VODs, if you're interested in them, I have a separate playlist for them too. That would be exclamation point HSR VODs. You may type these commands anytime in chat. Yes. And as usual, I said this already, but let me reiterate. I am currently on an irregular stream schedule. That means I will be only streaming whenever I have the free time because university is really hectic these days. My earliest stream time for now would be 9 p.m. GMT plus 8. Yes. And as always, I will announce my stream schedules in Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Yes. When it comes to YouTube, just check out my YouTube community post. Yes. I will try my best to upload all of my recent VODs ASAP in YouTube, so stay tuned for them. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be all really. Other than that, I am now sending you all off. Wherever you are in the world, have a good rest. Thank you so much for tuning in. And also thank you so much to MJ, aka GSC Nation, for raiding me today and bringing the community here. Thank you Raiders for lurking and watching here. I really appreciate it. It was nice streaming this and sharing this Archon Quest experience with you. Yes. Until next time, I will see you all again soon, and I need to go to bed. I'll just play some background music to send you all off. Yes. Okay. Bye everyone. Thank you so much. See you next time.